Hi everyone, and welcome to the energy update from December 5th through to 11th, 2022. My name is Heike. I am very intuitive and I would love to share with you what my guides told me for that week. We have a full moon, and this actually is the last one in this year, 2022. So naturally, around this energy of completion, of fulfillment, or something is going full, enlightened, at its peak, we are looking back on this year and on our achievements. And that's actually the time to be grateful for what we achieved, and to be also be grateful to ourselves. Yeah, I know many of you may have difficulties with this, including myself, for a lot of time, but it's very important that we are the cooperative component, how Abraham Hicks loves saying it, for the universe to get creative. Otherwise, it doesn't work on this planet. So you did great, and this is why certain projects and things worked as they work. So it's very important to look back, to look around, to also be aware of the fact that we are at the end of the cycle. That's not only the end of the year, and we know that personally in our lives very much, maybe, but also on the planet. And we are in winter, so nature is very dormant, and as well very calm. And this is an ideal time to notice that constant doing is not getting us anywhere, but that also something different can help us. And with this full moon, we may get some insights and some revelations that show us how we can achieve something in a different way. So maybe you would like to take some notes throughout this time if you have anything coming into your mind. Also, we're not living in easy times, and we all know that. It requires a lot of inner strength to achieve something in this time, because as a collective we're facing certain obstacles, difficulties, and we all know what we're talking about. So we did well, and it's very important that you are aware of this for yourself and grateful to yourself. Yes, also to everybody else, of course, and to the universe, yes, but be aware of this and notice how it feels to feel this inner strength, inner peace, gratitude, because that's this feeling, that's this point inside of you from where this creative energy comes. And that's important. That's your connection to source, and that's your strength and your creative motor engine. So yeah, know that and use it and feel it. Okay, so the second topic is express your emotions. And that's because, or not only because, around this full moon there are certain planetary constellations for creativity and artistic expression. I did not hope for this kind of expression, I'm sorry. But around this eclipse season we had certain topics coming up that can now be triggered one more time with this full moon. So maybe you have some topics that you need to finish, but also important, the emotions that come with those, and including some really bottled up buried emotions that you had for such a long time that you did not even think about them as being existent or anywhere, somewhere within yourself. So frustration, anger, being annoyed, all this can come up. And the important thing is to look at these feelings and to see where they are coming from, and not to just take it out on anybody. I mean, that's not helpful, and that's also not very mature emotionally. So it's not helpful to the world. I know many of us were told that you have to take out your feelings, you've got to act them out because otherwise it's unhealthy. Well, I found that it's true what Sadhguru says, the Indian teacher. He says that television shows us exactly that. If you feel angry, you have to take that out somehow. Not necessarily on a person, but you have to act on this energy. I don't see it this way, and he does either. If you look within yourself where this feeling comes from, and you're honestly interested to find that out, you'll find where it comes from and you'll be at peace. And this is so, so helpful. It's not about bottling your emotions up. If you do that, you're resisting these feelings. And that's, of course, creating more of those feelings, because it's also adding the resistance to them. That's not helpful, and that's also not healthy. That's correct. But the most healthy way is to process these feelings and to find where they're coming from, and to then, and here comes our creative expression, to express them artistically, creatively, whatever you want to do that. Have you ever been baking a frustration cake? Well, I'm not a baker, but maybe that's an idea. Or you can create flowers in a frustrated way. Yeah, what would they look like? I mean, and maybe you then decide to make a different arrangement with that same flowers that looks more harmonious, because you find that your inner peace is so much more worth to being expressed than whatever you did before. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know in your comment section. I'll be very much interested to know what you think about all this. I can only say this is my experience, and I'm grateful that someone else had this before as well. So let's see what comes out of that. The message from the masters for this time is, well, they tell us, if you have some unfinished business, and that can include practical projects or emotional projects, and let's face it, if you have any creative project that you didn't finish, there's always an emotional process involved. So just go for that and see if you can finish it until the end of the year. You may get some extra time next year because we've got all these retrograde Mars until 13th of January, I think, and Mercury until, well, I think almost end of January. But this doesn't mean that the universe won't have any more exciting, interesting tasks for you if you finish yours. Okay, so that's important, and also to just have a look, okay, what would you like to start in the next year? We have all this new energy around the corner, and we notice that. So what would you love to use this energy for? So be free to use it. And what would you need to change in yourself, with yourself, Maybe it's just an attitude. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I'm glad we got through it. And of course, as always, thank you very much for being here, for subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. And yeah, let's change this world together. Lots and lots of love, and have a beautiful week.